you probably skip out or procrastinate on things when you don't feel like doing them. And the average person probably only does things when they are made to do it, or if there's some immediate consequence to not doing it. So the average person working their 48-hour-a-week job, if they don't do what their boss tells them, they'll probably get fired. And so they do it. But that's the only reason they do something they don't like doing. The ideal man, when he thinks of something that he knows he should do, he immediately does it. He thinks, oh, I should go get the mail. He doesn't think, oh, I'll do it later. No. He goes and does it immediately. And this is called discipline. Discipline is hugely important, especially in self-improvement, because discipline is the one factor why you don't do things that you want to do. If you wanted to have the perfect body, if you wanted to make money, if you wanted to do anything really, the only thing holding you back is your discipline. Of course, there's always like a little bit of luck involved in everything, but with enough discipline, you can create success for yourself, create luck for yourself. The reasons discipline is important is because anything valuable, anything worth having, comes with discipline. The only way you would get that thing that's worth having is by having discipline. If you want a nice car, or if you want money, or if you want success, or if you want fame, you have to be disciplined about it. You can't just go around your life willy-nilly and expect it to just come to you. It's not going to happen. A lot of people want happiness in their life, and that's not really, it doesn't really make sense, because happiness is not something you can force yourself to have, but fulfillment, you can actually take steps towards having. If you do something like homework, let's say you don't do your homework. If you did one assignment of homework, you'd probably, at that moment, you'd forget about, oh, it was hard work, or, oh, I didn't like doing it. You'll think, I'm glad I got this done, and you'll have a sense of fulfillment from completing it. If all I teach you in my YouTube career, if this is the only video you watch of mine, I'm honestly fine with it, because if you learn discipline, I win and you win. Because discipline will change your life in so many ways. It's not even comprehensible. Without discipline, you are going to have to live like a normal person for the rest of your life. You are going to have to live and work by your 48-hour job. That will be your life for 45 years if you decide to retire at 65. And if you don't decide to retire at 65 and you keep working because you don't have money, you'll have to do it until you die, basically. And if you do retire at 65, you probably won't have that much money, and so you'll be relying on the government and your children to provide for you, which no one really wants to do. It's just not something they want to do. The reason people say they want to discipline their children when they mean punish is because we used to discipline children. Children used to be disciplined instead of punished. Right now, people just punish their children for doing wrong things. Or, in horrible cases, they just let them do whatever. When you discipline a child, you teach him or her a real value that will help them throughout their life. And it'll affect everything else in their life as well. And so that's why we used to discipline children. This is also why, at the end of the video, I tell you the most important thing about self-improvement. It's that you need to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Because that's what discipline is. It's doing something you don't want to do when you know you should do it. And so you have the discipline to do it. Now, the way you gain discipline, because discipline is something that you don't start off with, it's something you gain. The way you do it is to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. That is the definition of discipline, as I said. So, if you think, oh, I should do my homework for school, you need to make yourself do it. I know it's hard to do because I'm not great at it, but you need to figure out some way to think in your mind until you realize that that's something you have to do right now. If that's thinking about the future consequences, that's like okay to do if it gets you going, but I'd say the best way to do it is to think about how, first of all, it's probably not that hard to do. Second of all, it probably won't take you that long. And third of all, you will have good consequences from actually doing it. So instead of thinking about the bad consequences, which will not put you in a good mental state, think about the good consequences, and that will put you in a state where you are motivated to do it. Now, when you do something that was hard, you will get that feeling at the end of fulfillment, like I said. And so when you do that, next time you have to do something very similar to that thing, you have something to remember when you say, oh, I already did that once. It wasn't that bad. And then it makes it just that much easier to do it again, which means you've leveled up your discipline skill. Now, I want to give you an actionable step, because a lot of people just watch self-improvement videos to make them feel productive when they're not actually being productive. So, right now, I want you to think, and you probably have something that you could go do right now that you know you should do, but you just haven't done it yet. So like some chore that your parents have told you to do, or like getting the mail, or cleaning the kitchen, or whatever it is. Or if you know you should be going to bed right now, you should do it. Another thing is, if you have homework that needs to be done, you should do it. If you do this actionable step right now, that proves to me and to you that you actually mean that you want to improve your life, and it will. So, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And I'll see you later, boys.